Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to episode number 9 in our Bedrock Realm series. I am beginning a several episode series where I am going to continue my assault upon the nether. I'm going to be doing some more work on expanding our portal area, which I have now decided to name the Ender Industrial Complex. I am also going to be building some farms in that area. I'm going to be working on a super smelter, and I'm going to be doing several other things around the area just to expand my foothold in the nether. I wanted to start out with something that I found that was pretty interesting. It's probably pretty common knowledge, but I think everybody knows that if you put on golden armor, you can keep the piglins from getting mad at you. They're very friendly. They just look at you. Downsides to it are that golden armor doesn't last forever. Durability is pretty low. And so you do high chance on it, there's a chance you're going to break it, and you have to just keep making more and more golden armor. Also, even if you're wearing the golden armor, you decide, hey, I need to get rid of these piglins, and you kill them, they all get mad at you anyway. So what I found that's more interesting to me is that piglins like gold items so much that when there's one on the ground that they don't recognize, like they don't have in their inventory, they'll stop to take the time to go look at it and decide if they want to pick it up. They'll do that even if they're mad at you. So, what I've been taken to doing, see if we can get some aggro going here. Might have to get down there. When you have a group of piglins that are chasing you, see if I can do this without getting murdered. Here, come get me. So we got a big old group of them after me now. Okay, so we got a bunch of them aggroed on me. If you look at the piglins that are chasing you, and you find the one that has gold armor on, you kill him. Oh, of course he didn't drop it. Let's say he dropped that piece of armor. One of them is going to grab it and pick it up. If you continue to kill them so that the one that has that gold armor is your primary target, and he drops more golden armor, the next piglin will go to grab that piece of armor because they want to continue upgrading until they have full golden armor. And so you can keep their attention on the gold armor and not you. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is since you pick up a lot of gold armor and gold swords as you're fighting them all day long, is to just throw a bunch of it on the ground before you start a fight with them. And they will continue to keep searching for it. And they'll try to pick it up and go put it on. And then I've had big battles where I'm fighting 10 or more piglins, and since I keep targeting the golden armored piglins, they will lose attention on me and go over to the gold armor to try to pick it up, just like that. And then they'll stand there for several seconds just gearing up, picking up different pieces of armor and comparing them to see if it's better than the one that they have on. Like this guy I could shoot him all day long. He's just checking out armor after armor. And the more armor you get on the ground, the more it happens. So you can spend all day just chilling with the piglins in a slightly less nice way than wearing their armor. Anyway, I thought that was funny, and I wanted to share it. So, to start off with our project here, I'm going to show you the next expansion of the Ender Industrial Complex that I'm working on. So let me get my lights are on here. We already have our section over here that we have cleared out before. The next section I'm going to be working on, I've started to mark it out over here. Oop, I hit the wall. I hit the ladder, but let's come up here. Take a look from our chests. We have some area here that we're clearing out, but I've started working on a perimeter line here. So this section goes 125 blocks from our main hub line in that direction, and then now I'm going 125 blocks in that direction, and I'm going to go 250 blocks up this way. So we'll end up with a square that's 250 by 250, as opposed to right now, this room here is about 125 blocks by 125 blocks. Digging this room out took us 40 hours of work, constant digging. So to do all 4 of the squares in this room will take another 120 hours if I do it at the same way. So we're going to come up with some new techniques and start working on getting some TNT to help us with it. But for now, I'm going to work on building out the border around the new Ender Industrial Complex area so that we can get rid of all this nether and start taming it for our purposes. To get things started up here, I'm up above the Ender Industrial Complex. I'm going to show you how I'm going to mark this all out. I started by digging an area up here at the level where I had dug the ceiling out in this area over here, just to kind of keep it consistent. And I dug all the way over here, and this line over here is the edge going right up until the current border over there. So we're just extending that down. And so I continued that down and dug all the way down to 125 blocks away from the 0 line on the gold tunnel. These guys are so nice to provide me with dinner while I'm out here working. And trying to aim for the gold guy to see if I could get him to drop his armor and demonstrate what I was showing earlier. But it's hard when there's not a lot of them. It is really funny when it works, though. But so I've come down here all the way to 125 blocks away, and basically I just dug all the way down to the floor below. And this section here was a lava lake that was here that I'm going to be removing. For now, I just want to get a border, so I'm slowly working my way down. So what I do in order to do that, let me make sure I have enough. Yeah, I have enough netherrack. Is I'll come down to one end, and I am extending this out with a staircase pattern, where I place down, oh, let me get in here a little bit so I can get to the end. I'll place down a row of netherrack all the way along here. I'm not going to do a whole row, I'll just demonstrate it. Once I have a few pieces down, I will break the next row, and then on this row, I'll go down another layer, create a new staircase. And then that means I can go down another step, and I will repeat that process. And then once we get down to this point, I can break down here, and along this wall, I have extended the wall down to meet the lava. Now I just reach across and underneath the wall place a few blocks, and then I can place down a new floor that goes across here. I can repeat that process, and we'll do this on a larger scale. But we're able to reach down and put a new wall down below the other lava, which allows us to extend the floor down even farther. And we keep doing that until we get through the lava lake and we can dig all the way down to the bottom. So I'm going to keep working on that until I reach down to the level of the current Ender Industrial Complex. done a little more digging to continue our work with clearing out the next phase of our perimeter for the Ender Industrial Complex. This is the area that we dug during the time lapse and made a border. Goes to here. Started working on doing the same down this side. The first part of it was just to do that small section. Let's come down here so we can look at it. Small section down here that was 100 blocks by 100 blocks. So now, from this point, which is the center of our area, we're right here, we're at 500 blocks down the gold line, and we're right along the gold line in the hub. The tunnel goes right underneath us here. So our... Let's see if I can get up here. Of course not. Go out this way. The next stage we're going to do goes out 250 blocks from here. So we're going to go 125 blocks that direction, 125 blocks that direction, and 250 blocks that direction. So we had done the section there to put a border down the first part of it, going this way. And now we're working on doing the same going down this way. This is out to 750, which is 250 blocks away. And then we are going to be working on clearing out some more stuff here shortly. So let me go up to get another good vantage point out here, and then I'll show you the next phase in our project. I am here in a backup of our server, so I can kind of show you where I was with a project here in Creative, because I did quite a bit and I wanted to show you the progress, and it's kind of hard to tell if you can't see the before. So I'm going to come down here. I had done quite a bit before I did the last backup, so you can see I'm digging some here, and over here we go to where our borderline is. So this backup is before. I had started to dig out some over there, but I had not finished the perimeter line over here. This goes to this was like right before the time lapse. So I had not done the line that goes from here down to our new corner at 125 blocks, which goes through there and then comes out here to 750. But we had done some of our digging over here at this section. So this is what we're going to be focusing on right here. This section here, I did a lot of work on clearing out. So let's get a vantage point from where we can start, and you can kind of have an idea of what was here before we switch back over to the realm. We are back here in the live realm, back in our survival world, so we need to be a little more careful now. But I'm going to show you some progress that we've made. It's been a couple of days since I recorded the last clip, so we've done quite a bit. I have some things to do. Looks like I have a errant soul sand block there, which is going to drive me nuts. I'll have to get to it. The first thing I did is this nether fortress. I have plans to do some things with this in the future, but I haven't looked into how the spawning works for the nether fortress in Bedrock yet. I've built wither farms and nether farms in Java before, but I know the spawning here is different, where there are certain spots where things can spawn. And so rather than get sidetracked and work on that now, I just slabbed up this fortress area above where we're working. That way I won't have blazes spawning above our head, and gas won't be spawning off of the fortress here as I clear everything else out, and we have some safe space to work. I still have some more work to slab over on that end, but for now we're pretty good. But the main thing I did was, if you remember when I was showing you in the backup, over here in this section, there's quite a bit of stuff that is now gone. I have cleared all this down. I have a section here of the Crimson Forest to continue to do, but all this over this area is clear. There's still some soul sand there, but most of the soul sand is gone. I wonder if I can land on a single block. I doubt it. But anyway, this area here is now basically down to the lava lake level. And over here, I've did a little bit of clearing as well. There was a big section up here where this ladder is. That's all gone now. I want to continue to work on getting rid of this section. And this goes out to where we're building the perimeter out. So once we clear out some of the netherrack, there's going to be a huge lava lake to deal with. And so I need to come up with a plan on how to handle that, because for sections like down in here where we did the time lapse, it was a fairly small section to push back to make this perimeter, but to get rid of the actual lake itself, it would take me quite a long time to come across and manually get rid of all this lava. So I'm gonna build some systems that will clear it out in a more automated fashion. And then I really need to build a system, a super smelter system, because I need to do things like just a lot of smelting. And it's been a long time that I've been playing on this map and I haven't made any kind of bulk smelting system yet. And that's kind of shameful. I should do that. So we're going to work on that. And since we have so much lava here, I want to design a system for using up some of the lava for fuel for now. I do plan to have other plans for different types of smelting systems using some automatic fueling systems, but I like the idea of using some of this lava to make something productive. So I think I'm going to end up building a smelting system down here on the floor of our the nether side of our Ender Industrial Complex. That way, while we're here working, finishing up projects, working on the projects we have planned here, we can just throw things in and just let it smelt like crazy and use the lava that's already here as a fuel source. So I'm going to work on that project next. I'm also going to work on clearing out some more and getting this to a state where we can start moving into phase 3, which is getting some things built here in the Ender Industrial Complex instead of just clearing out space. I'm over here clearing out another section, and I just got things set up so that I can kind of more effectively demonstrate the piglin system that I was using. I threw down a bunch of gold gear, and if you saw there, they were all very focused on picking up the gear. And now this guy had just gear on the ground. He's like, oh, I need me a hat. You can just sit here and pop them all day. And in these big flat areas, I'll just, when I'm clearing out junk from my inventory, I'll just throw all the gold gear in a big pile. Then when piglins spawn in, if they're near you, they'll go over to that first before they come to you. And so you can just kind of turn around and take them out. So this is what I've been doing to clear out sections here in the nether. I just kind of take a section, I cut a perimeter around it, and then I clear out all the crimson trees on top, and then I flatten an area out a little bit. See, he just ran right to the gear. He's not interested in me, so I can just turn around, pop, pop, and then the gear he had in his hand is laying there for the next dude. Getting to be a better shot, more practice. Here again, instead of coming to me, he runs right to the gear. So easy. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a break from clearing this out after I finish this section. I want to start working on designing what I'm going to do to handle this lava. But I just wanted you to see that in action, since it wasn't really easy to demonstrate it earlier. Thought it might be interesting. But every time I get a full inventory full of stuff, I just come back here, nether wart block, and other stuff like that. It's thrown in to get turned into bone meal, and then I've been cooking up more smooth stone, in order to do the nether fortress work. have pretty much a full double chest full of slabs now, so I think I have plenty, but it's just something to do while I'm over here. And then I'll sit and throw these in. Didn't move. The whole point is to have my shovel or some other implement on that I need to repair and just grab the XP out of these furnaces real quick. So that's been my process. It's been working pretty good. And then stuff that I don't want, some other stuff I don't want, stuff like that, I throw in for fuel. I throw away these up into our storage. Building up a good bit of crimson wood, which is nice. I have a place to farm it, but anything you can collect while you're doing other projects is a bonus. And then we're also building up some pork chops because of the hoglins that we're killing in the process. But you can see up here, this is all stuff that I want to smelt, and my smelter is just too slow the way it is, so that's why we need to get working on that. But I want to figure out what I'm going to do for the lava first. So I'm going to finish this last little section, and then I'm going to start playing around with that, and I'll show you what we're going to do once I come up with a plan. Down here in my branch mine, collecting some resources, I had really hoped to get my basics of the smelter system and the nether set up by the end of this episode, but I'm just running low on time, and my episode's already at 28 or so minutes, so I'm just gonna do a quick recap here and say that we were working on we're going to continue to work on the nether in the next episode, and hopefully we'll be able to get a smelting system up and running, because we're going to need a lot of things. I came down here because I specifically need more stone so I can make more smooth stone slabs, but I'll show you that project when we get to the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.